Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a late Thursday evening video. Right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So show the channels you love and support. Hit that like button. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. And leave a comment on this video or any one of my past videos from way back when, now, or in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments, because you will get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. So don't do it. Go on somebody else's channel, do that shit, or just don't do it at all. Because you'll get blocked, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, and you'll never be heard from again. On anybody's channel, pretty much. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you know what happens. You're SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, well, that's too bad for you. And for a brand new newbies out there, you're coming to my channel for the very first time. And if you like what you hear, and if you don't like what you hear, get out. But if you want to stay, then hit that subscribe button and show my other channels your love and support as well. And as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. You sit back, you relax, you grab your nice, tasty, cold one, which I bought. So I had some Subway. I was about some Doritos. So I had Subway. Me and the missus got Subway. But in any case, grab yourself your nice, tasty, cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, kiss my ass and blow me. And that's pretty much it. You don't like it? Tough shit. Let me move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty nice day here in New York City. A little bit warm again. Getting the thaw out. For getting most of the snow that we got last weekend out of here. But tomorrow night into early Saturday, getting a few snow showers, snow squalls. Might get about an inch or so. Really a nothing storm. It'll be out of here by Saturday morning, so you really don't have to do much. Unless you're like north and east of New York, you know what I mean? So here, probably nothing, and throw a little snow melt out in the morning, and then you're done. Get up early, throw some snow melt out, done! And then you can do your Saturday festivities and your Sunday festivities. But bundle up, because it's gonna be cold again. Back to the ice box we go, and then kind of gets up a little bit. Then, pretty much, as we get to President's Day, it's gonna be a mixed bag of blech. Snow, stain, rain, or maybe a little bit of rain and some snow, maybe about the weekend. So if you're going out on Valentine's Day with your lovely lady or your hubby or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you want to, whoever it may be, just be safe and be well. That's all I care about. Well, we got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, hope you had a great day, and if not, too bad. But right now, we got TNA Impact Wrestling coming up in a couple hours on AMC, episode number 4. And, rating went up a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Actually went up over 200,000. Not bad, but at least it's going up a little bit. So, that's, I guess, a win. But we'll see what happens with that. Tonight, on your 2-hour cure for insomnia, TNA Impact Wrestling. And we got that later on tonight. But right now, everything I'm saying right now is going to happen right now. But what happened then? You missed it. But where will it be soon? I mean now. Soon. You just go over there. Alright, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 minutes of spiel, which you don't give two fucks about, but you watched it anyway. Fucker. It is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review for this past Tuesday night, February the 3rd, 2026. And as always, we are emanating from the parking lot in Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Alright. This was the big one where we're going to crown a new NXT World Heavyweight Champion in a ladder match, a 7-way ladder match. I don't know why 7, it should be 6, but just me. We got a new GM being announced because Ava Raine go bye-bye. Bye-bye and take your Trump hating with you. Get your bitch ass out of here. Go talk to your dad, Dwayne. I heard she wants to do movies. Don't ask what kind of movies. I don't even want to know what kind of movies. I care less. But yeah, she's leaving. I think because they got rid of her girlfriend Tatiana Dumas, who was on season 1 and 2 of LFG. I don't even know if she's on season 3. Who cares? That's that. So it might have been that. Might have been just because she didn't want to do it anymore. I think I heard a rumor that she didn't want to do it anymore. Oh well. So we got that. Now let's see who Mr. Shawn Michaels picks as the new GM. And it's not somebody we thought it was. So speaking of that, we start on, by the way, our commentary team of the man with the creepy jacket, lots of candy for the kids, and that's Vic Joseph, and the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do on a boring podcast, and that's the Kool-Aid man himself, Booker T. Sucker! Oh yeah, man. Two-time Hall of Famer. Alright, we got that. Alright, show was like this. It was And we have a new NXT World Champion. We'll get to that in a little bit. But before we get to all that, we start up with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He's in what used to be Ava Raine's office, and then Robbie E, or Robert Stone, part of Evolve and everything, he comes in and says, and Shawn Michaels like, Robert, you've done a great job for Evolve. You've done everything we asked of you, so you, sir, are the new interim GM. I was hoping for Regal. Regal! Regal! I wanted Regal to come out and just say, War Games! Damn, I'm not gonna get that on NXT. But, alright, let's see what Robbie E can do. Good luck, dude. We move on with that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get the opening video looking at the history of the NXT World Heavyweight title and what it could mean for someone's career. We saw people like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Oba, lots of people. So we got all that. And we're gonna add another name to that list in the main event. Alright, so I gave the opening video 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Now, let's go inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for some action, because a little less talk and a lot more action here on NXT, as my ex would say. We move on. Alright, so we started with match number 1 for the Women's North American title, a triple threat match. We had the champion, Izzy Dame, otherwise known as Boogie Hogan 2.0, brother, taking on the crazy girl, Thea Hale, and Luna Faces. Oh, yes, caliente, she give me hippies, ay, 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 ay. And we get all that. Alright, so, not a great match, under 12 minutes. They trade early roll-ups for near falls. Izzy gets sent to the outside. Lola pulls Thea into a triangle choke look to win the title quickly, but Izzy comes back in for the save. Not that it really mattered, because we go to split screen, go picture in picture, and see absolute Ricky Starks. He's arriving into the building. Oh, thanks for that. But anyway, Thea Hale and Lola hit Flippy Dippity Doos to the floor. Thea Hale bites the title. Maybe need some salt on that, huh? Ah! Put some Tabasco sauce or some shit. Put some A1 steak sauce. I don't know. So he bites the title. We go to break. We come back. Lola Vice gets caught in a middle rope G9. What can it be, a G5? Was there a rap song called G5, something like that? No, G6, not G5. It's like G6. I forgot who sang it, but it sounded, I think it was like, rolling like a G6. Something like that. But anyway. So, yeah, I do. See, I listen to rap, and I listen to crap, like Kendrick Lamar, or any mumble rapper like that. Well, but I diversify. I love my metal. Don't get me wrong, that's my number one. My number two is the 80s. My number three is reggaeton. You know, Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny, people like that. And number four, you know, mix of pop, dance, and a little bit of old school OG rap. Like Snoop Diggity Dogg, Dr. Drizzy, Eminem, 50 Cent, you know, people like that. Yeah, Jack, you know, that song too. But we move on with that. Alright, so, Lola gets caught with a G9, and she pops up, back up to strike away at the ladies. And then Thea Hale and Izzy Dame get hip attacked in the corner, shake them hips, and Booker T's like, oh yeah, man! Going nuts, simp that he is. Thea makes the clothesline comeback, not that it mattered. But instead, we need to see that guy named Joe Hendry. We say his name, and that bitch appears. He's warming up for the main event. Nobody cared. Back to the match we go. Thea Hale's springboard backsplash lands in a choke, but she's right back with a Kimura lock to Lola Vice. That gets broken up, and a DDT plants Izzy Dame. And then out of nowhere, Kaylani Jordan misses him. She comes out, excuse me, on the outside. And attacks Lola. Then she takes out a ladder and smashes Lola's her back fist hand with the ladder. Ow! You bitch! Which leaves Izzy to get caught in the Kimura lock. That gets reversed into a sit-up gut-wrench powerbomb, her finisher basically, to retain the title in under 12 minutes. I didn't particularly care for the chicanery, even though it was a triple threat match, so it's no DQ. But I was hoping Lola win, but I guess not. Anyway, match was alright. Little brutal here and there, but 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Izzy Dame retains the Women's North American title. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the locker room. We have the Evolve Women's Champion Kendall Gray and her best friend Maddie Rankowski, or Ren QCC, whatever you want to call it. They praised Sol Ruka for her Royal Rumble performance, pretty much the Iron Woman there. But then her partner Delta comes in, and then there's some tensions, you know, Delta and Sol Ruka are like, oh, you know. It's like, she's like, I don't need you out there in my match, so you need to, you know, I'm gonna win for myself. I don't need you, so shut up. So, the seeds are getting ripe, if you know what I mean. We get that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get a video from earlier in the day where Chase complains about not getting opportunities. So we see Kale Dixon and Ryan Connors, Mr. Chase, of course, still holding his jaw. Because of what Kiana Carver did last week. Oh, took that face guard off. Bam! Smashed his goddamn jaw on the ring steps. Blood just. Bleh. Alright, so it's complaining about not getting opportunities, but then, oh, Grace! Her husband Stacks Mahomes, the TNA Intercontinental Champion, and Lexis King, they come in and start mocking him. And guess what? We got a tag team match, player. Holla, we got a tag team match, player. And if you don't like that, you're gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Teddy Long, a great man. Holla. Hall of Famer. Gotta love him. Alright, so I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then it's time for my favorite part of the show. My cousin, Tony D'Angelo. Get in here, cuz, okay, we'll shake. He doesn't want, we shake now because he's different. Tony D'Angelo, my cousin, who still gets me a chicken palm hero for $2. You fat fox, you get it for $10.50 at your local Subway. Or wherever you go. Anyway, so he comes out with his big explanation, what his intentions are. So he says, I haven't been here for 7 months, and I can explain the 2 reasons I left and call it a day, but I have a lot to say, so he says, can I get the lights so I can see everybody? So the house lights come up, there we saw all the fans and everything. Oh, we're getting serious. Let's get serious for a minute, Italians, let's go. Paisans, let's go, Paisans, hey, no. Anyway, so Tony talks about the things he's done here, and, winning the tag team titles, the North American title, not the world title yet. Then he says, about a year ago, I was a happy man, I had a family around me, and that was taken away from me, Dark State, and it meant he needed to learn to stand on his own. And he says, Dark State ruined my life, and now I need to remember who I am. He's my cuz. So I came back and had people wondering what I was doing. So, the first reason is I'm coming for Dark State, and it's about punishment. Ooh. Because he's going to take everything from them, meaning the NXT Tag Team titles, I assume. With who? Stacks? I doubt Stacks. But I don't know who's gonna team with to take those tag team belts from them, but I hope not Joe Hendry. Or fuck him. Anyway, reason number 2. Tony says, you'll find out when I'm done with Dark State. So after he wipes the floor with Juices and Jokers, he's probably gonna go for the world title. I think he's gonna go for the world title. And maybe we'll see that world title match at Stand and Deliver. Gotta do the pose. Stand and Deliver on April the 18th. WrestleMania Night 1 day, or whatever. The day of WrestleMania Night 1. Or WrestleMania Day 1. Whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that's it. Alright, great promo for my cousin, as always. 3.25 out of 5 stars. We get that. Alright, then we get to my boy Shiloh Hill, who's in the ladder match, gives a quick rundown of his competition. Okay, so we got Joe Hendry, we got Keanu Carver, we have Stacks Mahomes, we have Drake, Jackson Drake from Evolve, we have Ricky Starks, and pretty much himself. So it gives a brief explanation of all that. I think on the background we saw some Undertaker movie. It was either Money in the Bank matches or Undertaker matches. I think I missed it, but all right. So 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Let me move on. All right, then it's time for the pasta. No, not Caprice Coleman. My other pastor, Jasper Troy, the Speed Champion. He doesn't care who he faces next for his Speed title. So we got another Speed #1 contenders tournament. Where do you have one match? We have this match coming up. We have a match next week. And then 2 weeks, the week after that, we get the Speed Championship being defended. And Vengeance Day is, look down the let me get my, I think it's March the 15th, I think it's, no, not the 15th, I think it's the 7th, I gotta look again, but, yeah, NXT Vengeance Day is coming your way in the beginning of March, so not February as we usually have it, but it's gonna be in March. So about 3, maybe 4 weeks away from that. And we're kind of starting the road to NXT Vengeance Day. And then we're going to hit Roadblock on March the 31st. That's going to be at the theater, the lovely theater in Madison Square Garden. That's a Tuesday night, so it's going to be an event. Then right after that, we're on the road to Stunned and Deliver April the 18th. That's going to be early in the day, like about like 12, maybe 1 o'clock Eastern Time, or 2 o'clock Eastern Time. So that's going to go about 2.5 hours, and then WrestleMania right after that. So we have a little breakfast, and then a little breakfast or a little brunch, and then it'll go off the air. We have a little late lunch, and then we watch WrestleMania with our dinner. So a lot of stuff going on for WrestleMania weekend later in April, and I'll be here for it. And that's that. Alright, so we go to the Speed #1 Contenders Tournament first round match. We have Mr. Eagle's son, Charlie Dempsey, by himself, not with Maddie or Kendall Gray. He takes on Pepe Le Pew, the Mexican luchador Hijo de Fleur. This was an okay match, and as always in a speed matches are 3 minutes. Did I say 3 minutes? Different colors, it gets to red when it gets about a minute left. Alright, so they hit stereo crossbodies at the same time. And Elio gets a near fall of a backslide, a 1921 backslide. Then a suplex swinging neck breaker. Interesting. Gets the same. Gets another near fall. Mr. Dempsey gets back up with a tabletop suplex for a near fall. Then he breaks up a springboard attempt as we have less than a minute to go. We're going fast and furious. Elio knocks him down, but gets wheelbarrow suplex for a near fall. Then we're getting close to the end, almost 10-15 seconds left. They get back up, and Elio grabs a weird reverse head scissors driver. 1, 2, 3 with 8 seconds left. Hijo de Fleur gets the win, and he goes on to the semifinals where he will face somebody. And then that winner will face the Pasta, Jasper Troy, for the Speed title. And we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, like I said, match was, it was alright. 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we say his name. He appears again. Below average Joe Hendry. He's with Quinn McKay. Or Kelly Kincaid. Whatever you want to call it. Quinn McKay, Kelly Kincaid, Kool-Aid, whatever. So Joe isn't going to let Bruce Ribs stop him from winning the NXT title. He hasn't had a title in 7 months, and it's time for him to accomplish some goals around here. Well, see what happens with that. I hope not, but we'll see. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we're going to look at the NXT stars, both past and present, in the Royal Rumble. So there's a lot of guys there. So I don't have to mention anybody by name. And that's that. Alright, back to the ring we go for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team titles. We had the Elegance brand of M and Heather by Elegance, along with the newly re-signed Ash by Elegance and George the Iceman, the person at Concierge. No sign of Mr. Elegance. I wonder where he went. Probably Spanish orchard him out. Get out of here. Maybe took the night off. I don't know. Anyway, they take on Del Ruca, Sol Ruca, and Delta. It was a pretty decent match. Kind of ended in chicanery. Just under 11.5 minutes. So it's also with Delta and M by Elegance. But Sol Ruca comes in for a standing moonsault. M drives her into the corner. And Heather comes in, only gets suplexed down. And Sol Ruca wants to do the Mega Powers Elbow, brother. Like, what are you? You're not the Outrunners. Stop. So it's always like, I don't fucking care about that shit. Even though it was the anniversary of the Mega Powers splitting on the main event number 2, right before WrestleMania 5, which we all know Hogan won. I was hoping Macho Man would win that, and Hogan wins at maybe Mania 6. Or maybe at SummerSlam. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so Delta doesn't want to do the Mega Powers elbow, gets distracted on the top, allowing the Elegance brand to take over. Go to break, come back, Heather hammers away on Delta, who fights back up, but won't tag in. So Ruka is like, tag me! So M hits a code breaker for a near fall, and then we see Shawn Legacy, who I forgot was in the 7-weight ladder match. He's putting his vest on, getting ready. You know, getting his hair ready too, with a big waff of hair. Quaff? Quaff? Quan? I do not Quan? No. Anyway. So Delta fights up, and now tags in Sol Ruka, comes in and cleans house. Pace picks up a little bit, and the fans rather do the wave. We're not in 1984. Idiots. And misses a moonsault. Delta tags herself back in, and we have some shoving between her and Sol Ruka. But a double spear drops the champs, and Sol Ruka goes for the Soul Snatcher on, I think it was on Heather, but Sol Ruka accidentally hit it on Delta. Well, we're gonna hear about that next week. Then the top rope backsplash onto an elevated Delta. 1, 2, 3, the Elegance brand get the win in just under 11.5 minutes to retain the TNA Knockouts title. So, what are you going to do? But I can't wait for Sol Ruka and Delta one-on-one when Delta obliterates her when that day that she turns full heel. Well, we got that. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then in the men's locker room, we have the Canadian National Champion, our good buddy Ethan Page. He's talking to the Vanity Project along with Jackson Drake, the Evolve champ, who Ethan tells him to finish the job, wait for your opportunity, and then take it. Well, good speech. So we got that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to the parking lot, that great, dangerous parking lot. We see Jada Parker around the merch tent in the parking lot, greeting some fans here and there, and then out of nowhere, Blake Monroe, oh my. She comes out, they have a big old cat fight right in the parking lot in front of the fans, and then next week, we got a match between them. Yay! But I'm telling you, that parking lot, we need some more security. When we move on with that. That's that. Alright, now we go back inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for our next match, a tag team match. We have Stacks Mahomes, the Intercontinental Champion of TNA, and Lexis King, taking on Chase U, or Chase Ew. That's Kel Dixon and Uriah Connors. This match sucked so much dick, it was garbage. Starts up with Uriah Connors drop-kicking Stacks to start. Tags in his partner, Kel Dixon, for armbar. Circa 1901. Chris Jericho's 1001 moves. Move number 1, armbar. Move number 2, arm wrench. Move number 3, Fujiwara armbar. No, just kidding. So he puts on the armbar. Kel has to flip around to get out of that. Brings back Uriah Connors for a little bit of a comeback. And then Lexis King sends Uriah Connors into the corner. And then all 4 men are in the ring. Kel Dixon comes back in to clean house. Goes for a moonsault, which hits Ray's boots. And then Lexis King hits the coronation 1, 2, 3 in a boring match. I gave 2 out of 5 stars. And it lasted a smidge over 3.5 minutes. After the match, Uriah Connors is like, fuck this, fuck you, and fuck Chase U. I'm going to join these guys. So he leaves Chase U and kind of walks behind Lexis King, Stacks, and Ariana Grace. That's it. Smart. Just get rid of Chase U. Chase U is just garbage right now. All they have left is Thea Hale, Mr. Chase, and now Kale Dixon. Whoop-de-doo. Garbage. That's what it is. Pure garbage. Filler. That's it. Moving on. So, 2 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, something better comes out, and that's the lovely ladies of Fatal Influence. We got Jacy Jayne, the NXT World Champion, otherwise known as Jason Mahal. We got the Women's Speed Champion, Fallon Dolcor, the Dawn Henley. And also we have Lainey Reed. So Jacy gets on the mic, talks about killing it at the Royal Rumble. Not so much. But Sol Ruca stuck up and eliminated her. So she complains about Sol Ruca going viral all the time. And it's time to kill the hype. But then Delta comes out, says, well, my partner, Sol Ruca, has had all kinds of opportunities handed to her. What about me? What about Raven? Basically. I want my shot. Jacy laughs that off, says, everyone loves Sol, but they hate you. So, looks like we'll have some tension going. We're almost going to get to a fight. But then Kendall Gray and my girl Maddie Winkowski come out. Kendall says, I know I can beat Jacy. And then they start arguing who should get the title shot. And then Sol Ruca comes out, accuses Delta of sneaking around on her. She knows. So Delta starts yelling at her for going to the Rumble on her own without her. And then Robbie E comes out and makes his first official announcement as interim GM. He's like, I'm gonna make something unique. So he makes Del Ruca versus Ren QCC, Maddie Winkowski, and Kendall Gray, and whoever gets the pin gets a title shot in 3 weeks. So that's February 24th, I think, in Atlanta, GA, Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, for the NXT Women's title. So whoever wins this match probably would be facing Jacy Jayne. If I had anybody to win, I'd probably go back with Kendall Gray, do it again. Maddie, that's too easy for Jacy, I think. Maybe Sol Ruca. I think Sol Ruca's gonna get the pin and face Jacy Jayne for the title, and that's where we're gonna see Delta turn on her and cost her the title. And then they're gonna fight, and then probably at Vengeance Day we're gonna have that match. That's how I see it. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, segment wise, 3 out of 5 stars. Wasn't that bad. Then we move on. Alright, then we go to the trainer's room where we see Robbie E. We see Robbie E. and the trainer trying, with Lola Vice, telling her, we gotta look at your hand, and it's broken and everything. And Lola's like, I think Lola's saying, I'm American, I know what I'm doing, or something like that. And then we see Kaylani Jordan kind of look in, and says, well, you ain't gonna knock out anybody else now. So it's logical, so that's why she did it. Heinous act. So we get that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we see Lexis King and company with Stax Mahomes and his hot wife, Ariana Grace. Now with Oriah Connors, they interrupt Mr. Charlie Dempsey, who was kind of sort of with them when they did the NXT invasion of TNA. They interrupt Charlie Dempsey with Maddie and Kendall Gray. Seem to offer him a spot on the team. My spot, dog spot, never spot, but my spot. And really, Charlie Dempsey's like, well, and he left. Didn't give him an answer. So maybe he does, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. We shall move on. Alright, then we go to your main event of NXT. 7-way ladder match for the vacant NXT title. Absolute Ricky Starks. That guy named Joe Hendry. Dion Lennox of Dark State. Jackson Craig, the Evolved Men's Champion. The Beast, Oba, Femi 2.0, Kiana Carver. Sean Legacy from Evolve. And my pick to win, Shiloh Hill. Alright, they brawled to start. I mean, they beat the fuck out of each other. Kiana Carver pretty much was just going berserk. And then everybody started like ganging up on Keanu, putting him. They were throwing like ladders on top of him, and even in between, people going up the ladder. I like the spot where where was it? I wrote it down. Where I forget who was up top. I think it was Sean Legacy and Dion Lennox. And then Shiloh comes in with two ladders. He was like on stilts with the ladder. That was nice. I wish I would have been nice if he won the title like that, but obviously they took him down. And then Carver is up with his own ladder, starts wailing on people, and then a pounce to Sean Legacy through the wall. He was going berserk, fucking crazy as shit, as Jay Briscoe, weak for the sky, boy. We're wearing the shirt, by the way. Briscoes. Them boys. Alright, so that madness was going on. Ricky Sage is all alone, and shows Kiana Carver off the ladder, through a ladder at ringside, right near the commentary table. Goes back in, Joe Hendry and Ricky go up top. They fight for the title. They have the title. They're like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then eventually Joe Hendry hits Ricky with the belt. Ricky falls back onto the bridge ladder. And then Joe took down the title. And we have a new NXT World Champion in below average Joe Hendry. Pretty decent match, 3.5 out of 5 stars. And we'll have to see what happens with the reign of Joe Hendry in NXT. I don't think he's going to hold it for that long. But that's pretty much it. And then afterwards, he celebrates to end the show. So like I said, we'll see what happens with Joe Hendry as champ. I hope he loses at... I really hope he loses at Vengeance Day, or maybe I'll hold it for about a month and lose to my cousin Tony D. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, in any case, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Final rating, 6.5 out of 10 stars for NXT. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. You can do your own video if you like. And don't forget to hit that like button, smash it to death, subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support to the channel. Leave a comment, but all these stupid comments, you go bye-bye and send to the Shadow Realm. And that's it. And also, don't forget to tap and slap that bell so you don't miss the next video, which is coming up a little bit later. And that's your AEW Dynamite review right here on the channel. Probably coming up in about an hour or so. So I want to take a little break, and then gotta clean some dishes, gotta do some chores. And that's it. Oh, by the way, I know people are like, I thought you were going to the dentist. Well, the dentist canceled on me today, so I don't have to go. I have to go in a couple weeks because they're busy. They're gonna be away, and I have to go in March now. So it sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah. All right, so we got AEW coming up a little bit, and then later tonight your official TNA Impact Wrestling review, and then. Late Friday night, late tomorrow night, your SmackDown review, and then Saturday we'll talk about Ring of Honor. We'll also do episode 104 of The Shadow Slayer, your Super Bowl predictions, and what's going to happen at the halftime show with Bad Bunny. And that's pretty much it. And we'll also talk about Collision, probably on Sunday. We'll see, maybe Saturday night or Sunday we'll get that video up. And if anything else comes down the pipe, I will talk about that if I have some time. And that's that. So please hit that bell so when my videos go up, hopefully you will see them and enjoy them, because everybody loves it. And that's that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go take a little bit of a break, and I'll be right back with your AEW review right here on the channel. But until then, my friends, once again, 6.5 out of 10 stars for NXT. Pretty decent show. And we'll see what happens next week on NXT. And that's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with that, well, me and the prophecy, the greatest things in sliced bread, who are better than you, and you fucking know it, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Remember it, because that's the greatest tagline in the history of sports. It's the greatest tagline in sports and in life itself. And that's that. So, fuck you, man, if you don't like it. Kiss my ass and get out of here. And that's that. Alright, until next time, my friends. Adios. Peace.